for my IO27 Camista project, I have chosen facing resistance at workplace. Just to expand upon the slides I used for a previous project, resistance in the workplace is whenever there's a change introduced. Generally, this process is part of the unfreezing, introducing the change, and refreezing process. At this point, resistance would be the forces that would try to stop the refreeze. Their goal is to make the change less permanent or to stop the change altogether. And it's very natural. It's an emotional process, so it is naturally part of a person's reaction. And the goal isn't to cut it out or try to destroy it, but rather we have to deal with it in order to get the change done, which means we have to meet it, we have to understand it, and we have to work beyond it. There are various ways that resistance pops up. There could be stalling for time, asking for more time, or ignoring the problem until the forces that want to make change simply give up out of attrition. There's also arguing. This is direct attack, asking why the change needs to be done, criticizing the change, shifting blame to certain individuals so they don't have to make the change at all. There's those who simply go along with the plan but really aren't supporting it either. And finally, there's too much focus on making the change itself. They focus way too much on information, on theories. They just don't simply go through the practical setup. So there's two factors usually contribute to the change. One is control, where the individual is afraid of losing control. The other is vulnerability, where the change may leave them at a position where they're now threatened, or they no longer have the ability to protect themselves from political processes in the organization. And in order to deal with these, we have to know what type of resistance they're using. We have to use the control and vulnerability to see why they're using it, and we have to not take this personally. We have to meet a goal. They're trying to meet their goal. We have to get them to figure out why this is best for them and their goal. And finally, there's identifying the resistance. You should look for cues, physical actions. For example, someone who's too quiet may be just going with the flow. Someone who's snickering, making comments, maybe an attacker. Someone who's sitting back and talking, asking a lot of questions, is maybe asking for too much information. So the rule of the presenter is don't go to the defensive. Don't make this into a power struggle. Value the cause that's causing the resistance and overcome it before it becomes so disrupted that it destroys all hope of change. Do not always assume every question is an attack or every question is a resistance. And do not focus too much time on the resistance. If it can't be overcome, move past it. And hopefully work towards change from others. And that's how you can not get bogged down by fighting a certain resistance. So that's how you can use resistance. And that's my presentation on how you can recognize resistance, what is resistance, and what are the steps for approaching it. Thank you for your presentation.